see me here.
Hey Ryan, can I bring you a chair? No, really, come on, we want to see you.
I'll stand here.
Very good. All right.
Yeah. So I am going to talk about porn.
Everybody woke up.
So yeah, like as Jason said, like I'm a last-minute entry, and initially this was swimming with the sharks, catchy name. But I have an equally catchy name, Where the Wild Things Are. So it's not going to be about crimeware, it's not going to be about malware or black hole exploits or whatever. But I hope it'll be interesting to you guys. It is kind of my hobby, so it's very interesting for me. So I hope it becomes interesting to you guys too. But before that, let's talk about me. I'm Ryan Talabis. I'm a manager for security and I live and work here in Hawaii. So I do see like a lot of familiar faces here. It's great to have Shakacon back. And I see regulars here, like Henry's wearing the 2010 shirt.
7.
Oh, 2007. 7. Sure. And yeah, so it's pretty cool. So it's back. So I think I've spoken in each and every Shakacon. So, yeah, right. And I wasn't supposed to this time, but here I am. And so research, I love doing research. And I actually don't like speaking, but I do love doing research. So I made the rounds, the usual stuff, ISSA, ISACA, InfraGuard. I've spoken in Black Hat as well as in DEF CON. So my research area is about security analytics and data mining and text mining as it pertains to security. But some expectations first. Expectations. This won't be a technical talk. So this is probably one of the least technical in the whole conference, I think. So just to manage expectations, not technical. So let's talk about what I'm going to talk about. So I am going to talk about this one. So any of you guys familiar with what this is?
TOR.
Yes, TOR Hidden Services. I am going to talk about the wonderful world of TOR Hidden Services. So, but I will not be talking about TOR itself. I won't be talking about the technology, the infrastructure, and whatnot. Actually, if you guys want to like ask questions about the technology and stuff, Mr. James Ockman has volunteered to field all the technology questions. James. Yeah, way to put it. James under the bus, right? So we just heard about it today. I'm just going to field questions. So anyway, as I said, yeah, this will be more of a social research because like TOR Hidden Services, as it has like progressed, is now a little bit more of a community or a society. There's like trade, there's commerce, there's finance. So it's actually kind of cool. And actually, like people begin like calling it like different things. Like one of it is they call it like Onion Land. There's actually like magazines there, like entitled like Alice in Onion Land. So it's kind of interesting. It's like something you haven't really seen before. It's like a new world. So in any case, yeah, how does TOR Hidden Services work? Yeah, I won't talk about this. I'm just pointing you to the link. It's actually like you can go to the TOR project and there's like a ton of stuff out there that you can like go through like what the technology is about, how you can like configure your own TOR Hidden Services. But in the next slide, this is where the gist of what my talk will be. So this one, pretty. Then, so initially you have the visible web and the deep web. I didn't coin that. So it could be called like different things. It could be like surface web or whatever. It could be hidden web. But that's the idea. So you have the visible web. That's where you go to your browser, type in like Amazon.com, Google.com, and you get there. The deep web is something we don't see. Something that you just don't go to. Like, it's not like listed. You can't search engine it. And the thing in order to better understand this thing, is to understand like the web hierarchy. So you have that service web, or what they call like ClearNet. This is what I was talking about. This is your Google. This is your Amazon. This is like whatever you type in your browser easily. And you have deep web, layer 1. So that is those unlisted pages, those that haven't been searched or indexed by search engines, or those that are like password protected, that you have to go through authentication in order to reach it. But we're not going to talk about that. This is what we're going to talk about. Layer 2. This is where TOR, I2P, freenets, and the private networks. So this, and specifically, this is where we're going to talk about it, the TOR network. So some analogy here. Like for example, you're sitting there, you go to your browser, you type Amazon.com, eBay.com, you get to it. But you can't get to your intranet portal, right? So you do a VPN, and now you can access your intranet portal. It's something like that. So what will happen is you connect to TOR, and you see like a whole different world, whole different sites. A lot of like interesting sites, more interesting than your intranet portal, I guess. So you'll see it in a little bit. So how do you get there? That's the main question, right? So how do you get to these TOR hidden services? And no, it's not on port 22. Port 22 is the matrix. So it's a little bit more simpler. We go another way. You just download the TOR Browser Bundle. Simple as that. So, download the TOR Browser Bundle, and you'll have like Vidalia. It comes with like a Firefox that's already configured to use TOR. So all you need to do is have that. It's all in the TOR project, downloadable for Mac, Linux, Windows, whatever. And the next thing that you'll need, that's the link. I'll share the slides. Is like onion links. You need these. So I showed you, this is a 16-character hash that's generated off the public key of the hidden service. So you need these. So how do you like put that together? You have the browser, grab one, put it in the address bar, and there you go. A wonderful world of hidden services. So you get access to that, so all of that. So all those like onion links, you type it in, you get all these. So what I will be doing, like through the course of this presentation, I'll be doing it like a tour. A tour of the TOR hidden services, the world of TOR hidden services. So we'll start off with entry points. So because you know you can access TOR hidden services using the browser bundle, right? But how do you find those onion links? Where do you start off? So we'll go through the entry points here. Then we'll talk about the world of TOR hidden services. So this is going to be the bulk of my talks. So it'll have like all those, like the commerce I was kind of talking to you about, trade, the society, all the forums in TOR. Talk about the people as well. This is a little bit, I was just experimenting with this, so it's like kind of in the raw, and something that I've been working on. So it won't be like very in-depth, but I'll talk about that. And we'll wrap it up using the myths and urban legends of TOR hidden services. So let's start off with entry points. How do you get started? So yeah, the tough thing here is like with entry points, You just can go to your browser and type in like Amazon.com and you'll get to Amazon.com. Here you need that onion links. And it's not that easy to find those onion links. You can, but it's not. If you can make it's difficult to remember as well. But we will talk about like when you, like I'm sure you guys like will start going through this and where do you start off. So one of the first things that you'd like to go through is this thing called the Hidden Wiki. And initially when I started, when someone told me like, oh, you should see the Hidden Wiki, like the hidden what? It was like, man, I thought it was like an urban legend as well. But it was real. So the Hidden Wiki was there. So this is a good starting point for everyone. So it contains a lot of stuff. Like introduction points, like hosting services, marketplace, drugs, porn, of course. So yeah, you see like porn's going to be like a consistent subject here. So in any case, there's a lot of links out there, like just in the Hidden Wiki. So this is really a good starting point when you start going through like TOR hidden services and trying to know what it is. But there's a lot of other stuff, not just the Hidden Wiki. You have like TOR there, that's probably the next largest one after the Hidden Wiki. And what's nice about it, it shows like latency for the hidden services, because what's tough here, like with hidden services, it's slow. You've used TOR before, right? Slow. It's very slow. So this is one of the largest and fairly useful. I think there's some other stuff like TOR links. This one is like a Brazilian. It has like a very large link list, but the thing is, it doesn't give you a lot of description, so be careful because you might just like end up in like some illicit page and stuff. I'll talk more about that. That's something to be careful about. Then we have this, we have like onion bookmarks and a lot of other stuff. So aside from this, there's also search engines. So like Torch is probably the most popular one in like the hidden services world. Have deep search, and this is fairly new. It was just like a few months that they put it together. So, but honestly, I really don't find search engines useful. Like in TOR, it's more of the link list. It's more of like, you know, remember the 90s? Like more of the listings and stuff. Not the Google wasn't too big yet. You find Google, you go to the categories. It's more like that there if you go through the TOR hidden services. But you know what I like best, really, like for an entry point, is this site. So you see here, it's fairly nice, right? Very sleek and nice. It's because it's mine. So this has been like a project of mine. Like I told you about like the hidden services, right? Like I mean the Hidden Wiki. Like when I saw the Hidden Wiki, like wow, oh, I never thought this was there. It's like made me reminisce about like the 90s. It's like, oh, this is like the Wild West again and stuff for the internet. So I went there. Then what I did was, as I told you, right, like my DEF CON talks is about like text mining. So I began like crawling anything that looked like onion links and just grab stuff. And what I did was like put in some text mining algorithms to make groupings. Like, okay, these links are about drugs, this link is about like porn, this one's about like carding, all of that kind of stuff. So I've been like collecting onion links like crazy. So I have like a ton of like onion links there. The tough thing though is like, since it's all automated, I end up getting not so good content, like illicit content, which I will be talking about later. So that's one thing that you really have to be careful of. Like in fact, I haven't really I'm not sure if I've like really cleaned it up really well. So that's one thing that you may have to look for. But in any case, those are just a run through of the entry points. So the gist of it is, if you want to start, go to the Hidden Wiki or go to my site. So that's a good starting points. Good starting points to start exploring like TOR hidden services. So the next thing that we'll be talking about is the world. So the TOR world. So this will be the bulk of my talk really. So this is where we're going to talk about like commerce, the economy, finance, even the society that's there, all the forums that is there, like personal communications. So I kind of separated the world of TOR into like 3 major areas. These are like the points of interest at least. So I call it the pillars of TOR. So 3 pillars. And we have here, like the first one is commerce. So this is interesting. More of like the marketplaces, services, products, finance, economy, basically the trade that's happening inside this the world of TOR, hidden services. The next one is the community. Basically how the social interaction works here, how they communicate with each other, and all that kind of stuff. And finally, of course, we can't forget this. We talk about porn. Yes, so I actually put it at the last part, so you guys won't get bored and you have something to wait for. So we'll talk about porn last. So let's go back. Let's talk about commerce. We'll talk about marketplaces, as I told you about. We'll talk about indies, or what I call independent hidden services, and finance. Let's talk about marketplaces first. So marketplaces, so just think of it as like marketplaces like Amazon, eBay, and stuff. So in TOR, there's these marketplaces as well. So these marketplaces are, the major ones are Silk Road and Black Market Reloaded. That's not the only marketplaces there, but those are the popular ones. You've probably heard of Silk Road already because that's kind of popular. You hear it around. So Silk Road and Black Market Reloaded. Let's talk about Silk Road first. So Silk Road is probably one of the biggest. It's probably like that Amazon of TOR world. So Silk Road though, like it could be like so many different products, from the silly, like fake mustaches, to something a little bit more serious. See here, master keys, prescription bottles, drug paraphernalia, and of course the creme de la creme, drugs itself. So, before we do that, disclaimer. I do not promote or condone any of these hidden services. This is purely for research purposes. If you buy anything there, do it at your own risk. Remember, you can go to jail. Let's continue. So, sorry, I had to put that there. There's several reviews there. So the next one is a Black Market Reloaded. So it's kind of similar to Silk Road. Very similar actually. It's a lot less popular to Silk Road. Silk Road is like, even senators know about Silk Road now. Like they're reporting it and stuff. So with Black Market Reloaded, it's kind of the same. The products are very similar. And like for example here you have drugs. Like this is I don't know. I think these are mushrooms. Speaking of like mushrooms, what I was planning to do was actually order something here, then show you that I actually got something like mushrooms, but Howard here told me that that's illegal, so there won't be any mushroom exhibition here in Shakacon. So let's leave mushrooms as is. So here's another thing that's interesting with Black Market Reloaded is guns. That's probably like the differentiator between Silk Road and Black Market Reloaded. There's a lot more gun activity. In Silk Road, there's a lot more drug activity. So that's the like main difference in all of these. Like you can get like a lot. I'm not too familiar with guns really, but you see like a lot of stuff there. Like even like grenades or whatever. Yeah, and there's a lot more stuff like like carding and all of that kind of stuff. So that's like the gist of it. Those are the main markets, like Silk Road and Black Market Reloaded. But there's actually like a lot more. There's a lot more because most of the forums in TOR are actually like marketplaces too. They sell stuff there. And we'll be talking about forums a little bit later. So now, let's proceed to the indies. These are actually the more interesting thing. Because like the marketplaces, like Silk Road and Black Market Reloaded, they're kind of like square already. But these are the indies. These are the funny guys. It's like they're like the mom and pop shop of TOR. So think of it like I want to sell my cookies, so I'll just get a domain name and put Joomla in and sell cookies. So that's pretty much like what they do there. Like set up a hidden service and sell stuff. So let me just go through like some of the services and goods that they are selling in TOR. So for example here, like this buttery bootlegging. So this guy actually like he's asking if he can steal something for you. So it's yeah, really. And it's funny because he actually posts pictures. Oh, I've stolen this from. Yeah, he even puts like the batteries that he's stolen in some supermarket. So kind of strange. There's strange people in TOR. Really strange. And well, Apple is everywhere. This is a stolen Mac store. That's there. This is interesting, education. So TOR University. They can write papers on any assignments you need. In fact, this Frizo is made by them. Yeah. Guns. There's a lot of guns. There's like a ton of them.